Welcome, everybody, to episode 17 of StreamGeeks Live.
I'm Tess Protesto.
And I'm Paul Richards.
Today is not only episode 17 of StreamGeeks Live, but it is actually episode 1 in our new studio.
Yeah, good point.
How crazy is this?
Should we start a whole new season?
Should we? Maybe we should. This is the start of something new. It feels... Oh, that's a high school
and I want to
musical.
give a ton of people credit for, their inspiration. I was looking at Pat Flynn's studio in California, the Live Streaming Pro studio in the Seattle area.
Yep.
We've built a studio once
we're
before.
learning from everybody's own work and, things that we've learned from the past with our own studio setup, trying things a little bit differently, going to push the limits a little bit, but we're so excited for everything that we have in store for you guys.
So today's episode is going to be mainly about our network. And the reason why I wanted to talk about the network is because it's really the foundation of IP-based video streaming. And it really is a lot to it. So I thought that would be a great episode today because, of course, we're going to be talking about the studio all year probably. There's only 3 or 4 more episodes left in the year. So I want to talk about the network.
All year.
And that's our feature topic of the week, which is building an IP video network specifically for knowing that you're going to be doing live streaming.
And now it's time for the StreamGeeks featured topic of the week.
So the first thing with the network layout that I want to show, and I have a little presentation I'm going to use to walk us through this, is obviously the network switch and our internet. So Tess, do you know where we get our internet?
Comcast?
Yes, the evil men at Comcast that nobody likes, but unfortunately they provide us our
I'll
internet
have you know
access.
that I was doing IT networking problem solving this morning with our lead engineer Matt Davis.
I heard about that. You reset our Ubiquiti switch.
I did. I accidentally reset the switcher in our utility closet. And we couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. I didn't realize I had to reset the studio switch.
Oh gosh.
But I did it.
So you actually reset our Ubiquiti 24-port power over Ethernet Gigabit managed switch.
What he said.
So it all kind of starts at the router, and I have a little presentation that shows this that we'll share. But for those of you listening on the podcast, I'm going to do my best to explain this. So it all starts at the router, and we got a Comcast connection, which is 150 megabytes down, and actually megabits down, and actually only 10 megabits up. So up is when you're streaming to the cloud, you're going up.
Okay.
Down is when you're downloading.
So you want that number to be lower.
Well, you actually would love it to be higher, but that's about...
Wait, for up?
For up, yeah. You want your up to be high. You don't need a ton of it, but if we wanted to live stream in 4K, for example, I don't think we would be able to do that with just 10 megabits up. So we might need to upgrade that later. But So we've got 150 megabits down, 10 megabits up. Right now we're live streaming 1.5 megabits to YouTube, 1.5 megabits to Facebook. That's 3 megabits. So we've got a bunch of overhead, and we should be doing just fine. Going to YouTube and Facebook, that's 3 to 4, maybe 5 megabits going up. And then that connects to our 24-port switch. And our 24-port switch, well, actually, even in between there is a firewall. So if I can show my PowerPoint presentation, I'll walk you guys through what this looks like. So the way it works is the Comcast router is connected to a firewall. And we wanted to have a firewall. That's what protects us from all the crazy hackers of the world and whatnot. So we've got a managed firewall. And you guys can see my presentation here. But for those of you on the podcast, this next slide here shows that we have the router connected to the firewall, which then connects to the switch. And there it is there. And so we're using all Ubiquiti products. So we have the firewall connected to a managed 24-port PoE switch. That little teeny box net connected to the switch is called a network key. That's a little teeny quad-core processor Android computer, which allows Matt Davis to remotely manage everything. And then we have 3 802.11 AC wireless access points. They're the Unify access points, which we'll show you guys. That's what allows us actually almost gigabit wireless speeds.
Christopher says we're not using our own router.
No, we do not have our own router. The next slide is, so this is the firewall. This is the Unify Security Gateway, which offers advanced firewall policies to protect our network and our data. The next piece is the managed gigabit switch, which can go up to 70 gigabits of processing backplane, and then 140 gigabits all in all. And those all connect to our system. So that's what connects all of our cameras, all of our computers, all of the wireless devices, and everything together.
Okay.
This is that unified cloud key, which is really cool. This is the little computer that connects to a single port of your switch and allows our IT managers to remotely manage the whole network.
That's how he was managing it.
Yep, that's how he was working with you.
Okay.
But he still needed you to reset the router because once changes are made, I believe you save it and then reset it. And
That's
then when it
really
boots
helpful
back
for
up.
us or anybody expanding whose, IT person isn't readily available.
Yeah, so we're a totally separate office, so having this remote management key was really, I didn't know what it was until he showed it to me. And then these are the wireless access points. So 802.11 AC, it's 5 times faster than 802.11n, which was the standard for a long time. So it does 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz for a larger range, and up to 300 megabits per second on 2.4, I believe, and then 867 megabits per second on 5. So super fast Wi-Fi, although we'll see how good the Wi-Fi is with our NDI camera in a little bit. Our Comcast router, it's 150 download, 20 upload. So we could probably do 4K, but it costs us $250 a month. And just wanted to throw that out there. So that's what makes all this happen. That's all the networking magic. And funny story, this building, when we moved in, and we'll show all of this on a live tour in just a minute, is it actually had Cat 5 cabling installed. And that's not really good enough for us. Can you believe the Cat 5? So our tech tip of the week has to do with Cat 5, category network Ethernet cabling.
And now it's time for the super tool of the week.
So the first thing we wanted to mention is that Cat 5, the old cable that was in here, we only used it just to pull other cables.
Okay.
We literally just ripped it out of the wall.
Really?
Yeah. And it's only a couple years old.
Wow.
So Cat 5 can only do 10/100, meaning 100 megabits at the maximum, but really usually just 10. So it's really built for those older networks that aren't gigabit. So we had to replace that with Cat 5e. Can you guess what E stands for? Enhanced.
Okay.
So Cat 5e is enhanced, and it enhances it to be able to take up to a whole gigabit. So that's what you want. You don't want to be slowing down. Now that's why we can download things so fast and take full advantage of all of our internet speeds. Finally, Cat 6, just for the tech tool, can do up to 10 gigabits. We use Cat 6 in our system, which we will show you, to connect the backplanes between. We actually have multiple switches. It's usually not really realistic for all the cameras and computers, but as a backplane connecting multiple switches and multiple devices together, the Cat 6 is used. It's more expensive, but we are using it to connect our devices. So we're getting really close. I have a quick little video I wanted to show, and Tess and I are going to kind of narrate the installation process, our move-in, and how we set up all the networks. So that video is all the way at the bottom, and we can go ahead and play that, and I'll show you guys the installation process. Here's our installer, Robert. You got to meet him, right, Tess?
Yes.
And that's the Cat 5e cabling. So he's running them all over the place to all the offices, 2 for every office.
Okay.
That's
Phone
the
and-
wireless access. Yeah, for phone and computer. That's our Ubiquiti
3 of
Wi-Fi.
them.
We've got 3 of those we'll show you guys. Those go up in the ceiling. And that's what our ceiling looks like right now. It is a little bit disheveled. That's
The
our
whole place.
Comcast router. And this is what Matt Davis sent me with.
Very advanced,
Router
here.
connected to the firewall, connected to the switch, connected to the Wi-Fi. And he said, go ahead, Paul, set it all up, and he manages it all remotely.
And he's already done so well.
He's done. I mean, it's all working. It was incredible how quickly it was all set up. There he is. Actually, he did come out here to rough it all in with me.
There he is.
Setting up the firewall. That's Matt Davis in his prime there. There's his little cloud key. That's a little quad-core processor computer.
How he controls it remotely.
Yep. If we disconnected that, we would be like, bye, Matt. It's like that's like
No, thank you.
No, don't disconnect that at all, ever. There is the ability to add a second WAN, which is wide area network. So if we wanted to back up internet connection, we could do that.
There's our very secret notes and plans.
That's our first Wi-Fi router there. So we'll take you guys on a little tour. There's one down the hall. That's where the studio is. And then there's one up front in our lobby area.
Mind the mess.
It seems, somebody told me that looks like a little bit of overkill, but three Wi-Fi routers.
For a place like us, like all we're doing is streaming, we need it.
Yeah, I think it's good because we should have very consistent Wi-Fi, and we're going to test that in a minute here with you guys.
Here's the studio.
It's the wallpaper being installed. The wallpaper came out pretty good. It has really good texture to it.
Yeah, there is texture to it, which is nice.
Here I am leveling the camera mounts, which we'll show you guys.
You actually leveled
the camera
mounts?
I put the camera mounts on myself.
Paul.
I know. I couldn't wait. Now, keep in mind, everything you guys are going to see when we take you guys on the live tour is rough.
Yes.
Like certain things, like the cameras, like the cables aren't in the walls yet. There are things that need to be.
It's not cleaned yet.
It hasn't. We have not vacuumed once.
Because we want to wait till we're done with all the dust and debris.
There's no point in vacuuming just yet, because we still have a lot of stuff to do. But this shows you pretty good. That's the Zcam mount, which we put above the PTZs, and that's kind of our new layout.
Facebook's gone again. Everybody keeps saying that. That video keeps
We'll
dropping. Apologies for that. I don't know what's going on.
We'll have to do 720 to Facebook next week and see if that improves the quality for them. So that's our video. And what we'd like to do now is, I guess, take everybody on a tour.
Yeah. Do you want to pull up an NDI cam?
Yeah, I think. Are you going to do that, Mike? Yep. So Mike's going to pull in his NDI camera. One of the things I realized is that we don't have the wheel to spin today, Tess.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, it was in the back of my mind.
Mean?
So what we'll do is we'll just pull a winner. You do have to be live.
Okay.
But the winner will just win a spin or an IP joystick. So next week we'll have to spin for them.
Okay.
And if you
they
don't
can
win,
choose?
you still get the joystick.
All right.
And if you just want the joystick and you don't care about the spin, then we can just give you the Gen 1 IP joystick.
The spin, if you take the joystick, it'll come a little quicker. But if you choose the spin, then you have a chance for a free camera.
Yeah, free camera. So that'll be fun. So we're going to take you guys on a little tour of the studio. That was everything. I just thought showing you guys our network. So for our fans that are thinking about setting up their own studio or doing something like this, I felt like really understanding the network that makes all this work is going to be a good foundational knowledge. Like, you guys will know everything about this studio and our office, besides a few little secrets that no one knows.
I have to keep some things for ourselves.
Like how Tess chalkboard's on the side of the wall here. This is all chalkboard, which is cool. So I guess you have some chalkboard. There's some chalk that you use, Tess?
Yes, I have chalk right over here.
So we can put whatever we want on these chalkboards and stuff, which is awesome. And
do you have something like cool to write?
Well, you have day one here, so I'll just put a little hashtag here. I'm not very creative, but all right. Looks like we're mobile.
We're mobile.
Is the audio off on that? If it was off last time, then it's still off.
The audio is off.
All right, good.
Put it back on?
No, leave it off because we have our wireless. Hold on, there we go. Okay, so it paused because I had to make sure. So I think the quality actually looks really good. So we're going live. So first, let's show this real quick. Now this is a complete mess, but I wanted to show. So this was how we decided to set the cameras up: 20x Zcam, 20x PTZ, 20x Zcam, 20x PTZ. So that way we've got 4 shots, and
you want to show a quick example of what this is going to look like?
Yeah, this is quickly. So this is a complete mess right now, but this is essentially what we're going to do, right?
Yeah, we're going to be like, check out this amazing microphone. Let's do some testing. Ooh la la.
This is a special. We're going to have a television here, and the TV will show.
Right now, it's just a mess.
Yeah, just a complete mess.
So, bear with us for that.
Apologies in advance.
This is, it was way messier earlier today.
Yeah, we're trying to clean it up even. So we've got these chalkboard walls. We're going to put some storage here. But yeah, this wall in particular looks like easy to draw on.
Yep, that one I am
Nice
thinking
to
is
use.
where we're going to, draw on.
Like as you can see, we haven't even put the outlets on the sides yet. So it's
Being
still very
StreamGeeks,
rough.
we're building a new studio. We had to open our doors for you guys before we're, perfect and prepared.
Now, one of the things you're going to hear, and I'm going to turn it off, but we have
The
something
sound
called
masking is
sound
really
masking. It's
loud.
really loud, so I'm going to turn it off because it's so loud. But it's for productivity. It's a white noise that comes into the office. It's really nice to have, but it's probably you guys probably don't want to hear that, so I'll turn that off. Peeking into Mike's office. Mike doesn't know this yet, but I was kind of toying around with the idea of maybe putting a floor-to-ceiling green screen here, so we could literally like walk into a giant green screen. Surprise!
He's getting a floor-to-ceiling green screen.
I don't know if you want to show your office, Tess.
Sure, there's
I'll
my
turn the sound masking off.
cove of productivity. Got myself a nice little relaxing space, so it will eventually have a beauty nook, as I'm calling it, where I can do some of my own personal
There we
streaming
go.
ventures.
This has been such a big project that we're not done at all, but we do have some video conferencing, so we can have meetings. So if anyone ever has a need to meet with us, we can meet with you virtually here.
We promise it'll be more presentable at that time.
Now here is what I wanted to show in here, so you can take you guys into the network. This is what we've been talking about the whole time. So there's some details in here that are quite interesting. So first of all, this is something that I did not do, but I can't take credit for this, but see how each cable has a label? It's in Roman numerals, because Roman numerals are very easy to write. So you can see like 3, 4, and this is actually really important. I actually haven't finished this yet, but in order to fully manage a managed gigabit switch, you need to know which device is doing what. So we know, if it's just a camera, if it's pulling too much data, or if it's a computer, what it's doing. So Matt Davis will know each one of these goes to something, whether it is a network port. Wow, that looks great. Quality looks really good. This is our sound masking module, which I unplugged because I didn't want that being shown. All right.
We have to show your office, Paul.
All right, we'll show my office. My wife is an interior designer. Hopefully, are you looking at the chat? Because I'm not
No.
sure if the audio still works. This is my office. My wife's an interior designer, so she did a really good job with that. I'll pull up the chat so we can see it. Here we go. And
What kind of feedback?
let's make sure there's no bad feedback or anything. All right, there we go.
Okay, good.
Live
we can
chat. Here we go. I thought you guys were off today. No buffering. Studio is saying no buffering on YouTube or Facebook, so thank you for that. So this is my office. This is where we have some meetings and stuff. We can just lounge around and hang out. Peek out the window. So this is downtown Westchester. So it's a very cool, fun place. I don't know about that. I mean, I think you
we
might
can try with the Wi-Fi.
It seems to be working. So
Let's see if it'll allow us.
So,
to go
by
outside.
the way, before we go there, so this is the Ubiquiti wireless access point here. So, as it being right here, you should be able to peek outside. I don't know if the audio is still working. Let me know if the audio is still working, guys. Andre is saying we should have a patch panel for our network. Oh, wireless microphones are dropping. All right, so Mike can go out there, but
we can't.
we've hit the limits on the mics, so we have to go back. All right.
Hey, there was
We're
a
going
good
back.
live test. Our mics were dropping.
Tim locked us in here.
Oh, yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah, we have the top lock these
Oh, we got the top lock too? Jeez. So now we're coming back because we hit the limit. That's pretty much it for our studio tour.
That's it so far. Stay tuned. These shelves are actually a sneak peek of what you're going to be seeing in a few weeks. Hopefully by next Monday, Friday, because we're out most of the week.
So I want to talk a little bit about what we just saw because there are some master plans at work. Now here we are back in the studio, and that whole switch between live studio and out of the studio is something that we were really interested in exploring. So one of the things that we're really thinking about doing a lot more of
Mike
is,
says, wow, Paul has pictures of guitar and furniture already. Home away from home.
I know. Well, yeah, my wife is a interior designer, so she's been freaking out about this whole thing. But so you may have heard of people setting up an NDI studio. It's new. It's been out for a couple years, but it's still bleeding edge. And this is going to be a full NewTek NDI studio, everything IP based, which is going to be awesome. And we're going to talk all about it.
It's pretty awesome.
We're taking it beyond just an NDI studio, and it's literally going to be a complete live streaming IP video production office, right? Because Mike's office is going to have a floor-to-ceiling green screen. Your office is going to have a makeup streaming area, right?
That's the hope.
Maybe one of the only multi-camera makeup streaming studios.
It really might be.
So Tess is going to have some cutting-edge makeup tutorials coming soon. And then my office, while it's more really just a meeting space for us, the thing is that any office, any computer, any smartphone, any device not only can be an output, but an input.
Yeah. And as the manager of an office, I mean, we're a small space, small amount of people, but somebody also, had a lot of employees, could live stream to their employees at any time with updates, information, or just to keep in contact.
Yeah, we were just talking about that last week, about how Facebook Live or Facebook Workplace as an internal live streaming platform to live stream between multiple offices, enabling these spaces to be able to be spontaneous and say, oh, we need to live stream. So whether it's from your phone, from a studio, or from any computer on your network. Now, we didn't talk about the live streaming area in the front.
Yes, and that's very incomplete so far, but we're going to have, it's going to be like a living room scene, essentially. Yes. Some armchairs, a nice, it's a... Give me the word. Ottoman. Thank you. An ottoman, maybe a digital signer TV.
Yes.
But it's going to be a comfy space that we can have meetings at, but also bring you guys into the meetings and, wherever we see fit. If it's a topic that might, fulfill the need to be in a living area space, we'll go there. If it needs to be more corporate, maybe we'll do, our meeting area space or in here even. It just depends on the topic and our mood.
Yes. Now over there, so in here, it's very much brick and black, which I really think, like on your shot that we were just looking at, it was like half black, half brick, and it really looked good, I think. In the front room, we're doing more of like a lightish bluish gray with more beige furniture. So again, more of a hangout.
This is a funny comment. ESF TV. It's almost like I'm watching an episode of Fun with Flags with Penny and Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory.
That's such a funny comment. Thank you for that.
I always say, to my husband, I'm like Penny with The Big Bang Theory at my work.
So then he's right on then.
He's right on.
I haven't actually, surprisingly, I haven't seen that show, but
really it would be Amy and Sheldon.
Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? So the other thing about, is this camera? No, it's this camera. I don't know. We don't have the tally light set up, so I don't know but we do have a confidence monitor.
We have a confidence monitor on the floor, a nice TV on the floor right now.
It's not set right.
But this is what you do when you have to get to your people, your audience.
Yeah. This is very rough.
You gotta get to somehow.
But I think it also there's parts of it that look very professional. Like some
like
shots
the cameras.
are looking really good. Like the cameras.
The cameras are looking good in here. It's great.
I think and the other thing we learned, Tess, is that our wireless microphones do not extend all the way over there.
We did a little test there. We figured out that they don't reach outside.
They don't work all the way out
there. They go close, but...
So thank you for helping us test that. So what that means is we're going to have to run 2 XLR hardwired microphone inputs from our broadcast studio all the way over to the front streaming area.
And have mics out there.
So we'll just have to we'll have them put in wall plates so we can just plug right in.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll have to have a whole other microphone set up there. That's kind of, they thought it would extend over there, but we can't have anything dropping out. So we'll have to run audio cables there. Something else I was thinking about.
Make sure you're giving us your feedback and ideas in the chat, because I'm going to go back and look at all of this.
This is an ideal time for us to get feedback from you guys about, how the studio looks, how we should set it up. It's almost time for the giveaway. So we'll pull that up on Gleam and do that for you guys. Somebody's going to win an IP joystick, which we don't even have set up here yet, but I'll show it for the
We have to bring our wheel. We also didn't do a lot of our segments.
Yeah, we missed a bunch of our segments.
But today is...
We don't have everything set up today. We were as well as we should. But
what brand are these?
Here's the IP joystick.
These are the DCP mics?
The DPA.
DPA. And what about the pack?
Oh, the packs are from Shure. That's a BLX system. And if we got the ULX, which we could have done, I bet you we would have had no problem going to the front. But the BLX was a little cheaper.
We're cheaping out.
I cheaped out a little bit. I mean, because I probably would have been fine if we went to the front with the ULX system. There's no like concrete walls in this area. It's all drywall and drop ceiling, so I thought we would have been fine. Darn it. We'll have to do some more testing on that. What else was I thinking? Green screen area, live streaming from the offices. More just like interconnected live streaming and video production, just from any space. So the cool thing is that we only have 8 HD SDI, they're 3G SDI ports in our computer. But what if we want to add a camera all the way across the room? Like what if Tess is doing her makeup show or something and we turn that into like a pre-show segment? Well, we don't want to run an SDI cable all the way to here. We just plug it into the network and boom, it's there.
Yeah.
Or what if we want to put a camera in the hallway so as we're making our walk from this studio to that studio.
So you could see. That could be part of like the intro.
Yeah.
I could picture that.
Like I almost want it to be more like real world. Like it's just like cool spaces. Like you just see the transitions. And so from Mike's perspective.
We should have a confessional. I'll come in one day and I'll be like, listen, people, he's driving me crazy today.
Work, no play.
I need more coffee.
So I'm just trying to think of what else we have planned. More cameras, obviously. A smaller studio setup in the front room. So we're going to have just 2 cameras, 2 PTZs, which as you may know, with pan-tilt zoom cameras, 2 cameras can look like 20. So that's really nice. A confidence monitor, which we have one here. And darn, this camera looks really good, doesn't it?
I know. I keep looking at him like,
I keep looking at it like, wow. So much better than it used to look.
Oh my gosh, I'm like blown away. I'm so happy.
I'm like, oh, it looks really good. And as you guys know, one of the things we're really proud of is that we use all of our own products when we can. So dang, that looks really good.
This looks great too.
Yeah, I think it really is coming out. Tell us what you guys think. I think that everyone was saying in the chat in the beginning that it looked really good.
That it looks great. Look.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh,
I feel happy. That's what I wanted to talk about. So
I feel happy.
One thing I was really scared about, and Mike, I don't know if you can give me one more NDI cam session. We do go one more mobile NDI cam. I want to just show you guys just a little bit more of how we set the studio up. Because if you were following us on our Facebook user group, which everyone should obviously.
Duh. PTZ Optics Pals.
PTZ Optics Pals. Tess took a little video of us unplugging the computer.
Oh, yeah.
And we promised to do a little update about that. It did make it back safely. This computer was made by Eastern Shore Broadcasting.
The PC made it alive.
The
Tom says the cameras really do look much better.
So can you show us the back of this camera? Let me. So a couple things I wanted to show. There's Mike. So first of all, one of the things from here's the view from like Tess's perspective. So we have a confidence monitor. It's just on the floor, so it doesn't look great. We're gonna have to figure something out there.
We're gonna mount that on the wall between.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna put it like right over here.
Yep,
so
that's
that
what I'm thinking.
Look at cameras, or at least in between the cameras, to see what's going on. And we need a bigger monitor for that. But I wanted to show this here. This is the computer that came with us. It's on wheels, so it basically owns this rack. The only thing really in this rack is a surge projector in this computer, and you can see it says Eastern Shore Broadcasting right there.
Who made the computer?
Tom Sinclair made it. Oh yeah. Here's your camera back. If you can show the back of it now, just really quickly. So it's a mess. It's still a mess. The mess has not gone away. The only thing that would really remove a lot of that mess.
Key in video productions, lighting is key. Talk about that.
Oh, that's all right. Let's talk a little bit about the lighting, and we probably will need the wireless one for that.
Christopher Hall, so will you be getting trussing for the lights so you don't have to have light stands?
So
I would love that.
Yeah, we would really like to get trussings because we have light stands right now. We're also looking at seeing
if
we can...
It's drop ceiling, so I don't know what the options are.
Yeah, it's tough to order trussing if you're not going to build it custom for every space. So we are going to do that, but I don't even know if it would look good. If I think we can do it. I think we can. I think we will. We definitely have to. I'd also like to look into some wall mounting options, but let's talk about the lights real quick. So right now we're just doing a 3 light system. So a left, a right, and a backlight. But in the future, one of the things you'll see from us is we just got some big, badass spotlights. And they're LED spotlights.
They're serious.
Oh, looks like it froze.
Oh.
So we can switch out of it now.
Okay.
But
John said, does that mean you mounted the camera brackets with red plastic wall plugs and plasterboard drywalls? Proper drywall fixing once they've pulled out.
yes. Yep. And I'm not sure how we're going to pull it off, but trussing is one of the best ways to do it. It's expensive. That's the thing. And right now, we're buying a sign.
There
for
are
the
light
front.
mounts for drop ceiling grids. Interesting.
Yes.
I'll have to look at that.
Exactly. And that's what I'd like to do as a drop ceiling, but the drop ceiling here is kind of old. It scares me a little bit. I'd really like to see wall mounted on a stud. Because I don't really want to buy a truss. We just don't have enough. That would take up at least one square foot
From the
per
ceiling.
corner. Because the trusses basically sit on the floor.
What?
Yeah. So basically, imagine 4 posts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
It
I
goes
thought that
up
they
10
were,
feet.
connected to the ceiling somehow.
No, but that's the other thought is this is what actually our engineers were saying we should do is just literally run a bar left to right, just one curtain rod, imagine. Just a giant,
From
one
stud to
giant
stud.
curtain rod, stud to stud across the top, and then just hang all our lights there.
Okay.
But we'd have to do 2 because we want one for the back light and one for the front lights. I like that idea better than a truss system that's going to take up a bunch of floor space.
Yeah.
But you're right. We got to get these tripods out of here. It's just that it's temporary still. But I love the way that the black
So do I.
paint came out.
And I was against the black, but the chalkboard's fun. I'm all about that.
Yeah,
I like being able to do something different depending on what, time of year it is, the topic of the day. I love doing little things like that.
it's
really
just a
cute.
blank slate, which is great. And I think that my wife tried to take credit for it, and I was like, I think that was my idea. But it came out.
I will say, I have heard you talk about the black
I thought
paint
that
from
was
day
my
one.
idea, but it was her idea too, I guess. So.
Just let it.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
I'm not going to fight that one. So we have to pull the giveaway now. Somebody's going to win an IP joystick. We're giving away an IP joystick every live show of the year. Till the
That's
end of the year.
crazy.
Till the end of the year. So
Hopefully we have enough.
but probably our 20th episode, we're going to give away a frame grabber because every 10 episodes we give like a bigger giveaway.
We do?
Yeah. Remember our 10th episode?
Okay, sounds good.
We gave away a frame grabber. So that's in 3 weeks. That'll be like a Christmas present for somebody.
It will.
So we'll do a little Christmas present giveaway. It's always streamgeeks.us/giveaway.
Remember, you can use the black chalkboard as green screen.
Really?
I don't know.
I bet you
Great
you
color
could.
saturation.
I bet
Was that
you
fine
could.
tune or on auto? We fine tuned the cameras.
Yes. Yeah,
for this.
we got out of the... That was Michael again, using his video production
Trusses
skills.
can be hung from the ceiling. ESFTV says, what's above your drop ceiling? One option is to lose the drop ceiling and get the lights up to the trusses.
Yes. That is an option. For
I love
task
that
force-
industrial look, too. I do.
Although we can show you what's above it, and there's a ton of ductwork and HVAC.
But that's part of the coolness. But it's not like metal duct.
It's not. Yeah, it's not meant to be shown.
Yeah.
I can even see like broken. I mean, it's an old building. Let's just put it that way. It's 200 years old. It's on the East Coast. Everything's old out here.
Yeah.
I wish it was a fresh.
Except for
industrial
us.
building.
Who are these people? What have they done with Paul and Tess?
Somebody says it.
Short broadcast.
Tom, that must
So-
mean we look amazing and fabulous. Do we look fancy? I feel like we look fancy.
I think that.
Are we?
I think that
I
we.
feel like I'm on Oprah.
Now, keep in mind, Tom, we're not putting on a suit and tie for you, or.
Tom believes in the collared shirt.
Now remember, Tess still has duct tape on her glasses. Until she replaces her glasses with, until she upgrades her glasses, we're good. In my book. So don't ever upgrade. We're still geeks.
Listen,
until
I'm
that.
saving for a house, and it's Christmas season, so the glasses are gonna be duct tape and super glued for a while.
Oh, what a funny comment.
I
Oh,
wouldn't use black. Paul's hair, Tessa's frames, and other low light areas will fail. Oh, that's interesting. Tom says that it's amazing and fabulous.
woo. Thank you. It took a lot of work. We did it on a budget,
Pod
Tom.
people,
I
Tom.
think you'd be happy with the budget we did this on. I mean, honestly, it was really. I mean, the wallpaper was like $100. The black paint, the whole office was painted for $700. So we did a pretty good budget. These chairs were like $20.
Stepford StreamGeeks, Tom.
Duct tape is definitely.
Tess's glasses are a work expense.
Yes,
Yes, they're
you're right.
they're part of the character.
Don't give her any ideas.
He said you're right.
Now we have
right.
to. Now we have to expense Tess's glasses.
It's part of my character. Yes, it's tape on my glasses. I thought she had a pogo cam all this time. Duct tape is definitely a geek thing.
Now, do we have the Gleam queued up, Mike?
New Grace Media, we're besties.
Let's pull the Gleam. Let's pull our
cover
winner.
up the glasses.
Goodness, I hope I didn't block somebody from the YouTube chat.
You did.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Whoever streamsomething.us was.
I am so sorry. I did it by accident. I don't know how to undo it.
I saw that and I said, oh, somebody must have said something really mean.
I was using. I never used
Upgrade
my
vision
phone.
plan at PTZ.
I am so sorry that I
I'm
blocked you. Oh, here. Can I get rid of that? Unblock.
Paul's blocking people. I was like, ooh,
Spotlight Studios. I unblocked you. Please chat just so I know. I was literally So unblock. I can put. Look, you can put a user in timeout.
In
Look at that.
timeout.
I'm not
Put
even
Tom
kidding.
Sinclair in timeout.
Tom, I'm putting you in timeout. I never saw that feature.
I'm kidding. We're not putting you in
Here,
timeout.
I'm taking a picture of that. I didn't know you could do that.
All right. So let's get this giveaway on
Yes.
the road.
I apologize for accidentally blocking you. I don't usually use a touchscreen while I'm looking at the chat.
All right. And we are.
Okay, so hit the draw winner button.
And I'm not monitoring Facebook.
Yuda!
Yuda!
Yuda wins! Now, Yuda, just remember, you have to pay for shipping
Oh,
to
why
Israel.
did it have to buffer on that awful picture of me?
Oh, no.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we might have to start using the timeout test.
Zoli TV says put another antenna for your wireless.
What? Why would we need to do that?
They're talking about buffering.
Oh, for the buffering?
I think it's
Oh,
Facebook.
he's saying, yeah, your phone is buffering because of the wireless. Maybe that's true. It's literally right there.
It's right there. I can see it from where I am. All right. So, Yuda, are you in the chat? Do you have the Facebook chat
I
up
haven't
by any
seen
chance?
Yuda, but Yuda
Pull
does.
the Facebook
Yuda
up.
does hang out on Facebook. I will say. So we'll find you, Yuda. I hope you're here because Yuda is in Israel. He's a really professional broadcaster. He focuses specifically on
Weddings and bar
on
mitzvahs.
weddings and bar mitzvahs. Yuda's here.
You're on Facebook?
Yuda's here.
Oh, Yuda. That's
All
YouTube.
right.
How come I'm not seeing it?
No, he's on Facebook. That's Facebook.
Oh, that's Facebook?
Thumbs upping you, Yuda. You win.
Yuda. So you can either
Congratulations,
choose
Yuda.
the IP joystick today or
Yes.
you can have your chance.
Do you want now? Keep in mind, if you wait till next Monday, you still could win this, like as a default.
Right, right.
So, do you want to just skip a spin to win option next week, or do you want? Now, by the way, this is the Gen 2 with the cam switches. The
giveaways are Gen 1.
The giveaways are Gen 1, and the reason why we're doing that is because we have a ton of Gen 1s left over. We got to get rid of them. So we're giving them away for the rest of the year on the PTZ Optics show and the Facebook show. While I'm here, I'll mention that there's no PTZ Optics shows this week.
Yes, and that's what I meant when I posted earlier on PTZ Optics page. We are taking a vacay week from streaming to PTZ Optics because we're working from home Wednesday.
Yay. Nice
and then
time.
off Thursday, Friday.
It's a wonderful, thank you,
deserve it
Mike.
too, Mike.
It's a wonderful time of year. You know, around Tuesday afternoon, America starts to shut down. It's not everywhere in the world, but in America, you know, we give thanks and we
The old
slow
U.S.
down.
holiday.
So it's kind of good timing for us. We're in the midst of a move.
Yep. Yeah, it's been crazy move. So
And we've been working really hard. So I know you guys all have too. So let's take a time to give thanks and have fun. And Tess drew a little turkey.
today is our geeky Turkey Day stream.
You can see here, Tess.
And I had a quote.
It comes out great. The black and the chalk, it looks great.
It does. It looks fantastic. I'm going to come up with some really funny stuff to draw on there.
That's
I'm going to draw like some embarrassing picture of Paul. It's going to be great. All right, guys.
So that's the show?
Thank you so
That's
much
the
for
show.
joining us. Head to, earlier we said PTZ Optics. PTZ Optics Pals.
Yeah, well,
Head to facebook.com/groups/StreamGeeks.
Yes, there's a StreamGeeks group. You can also follow us on Instagram. We're everywhere.
We like my stories.
We like my stories, so follow us. And we'll roll the credits. We do have a few minutes for possibly Q&A, but
Christopher,
we're gonna wrap it up
I
pretty
will
quick.
decorate the studio with Christmas lights.
Really?
New Grace Media says, no, I need something to keep me occupied while visiting family. I'll probably do a selfie stream to the user group at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, if you're in the user group, you might get a Thanksgiving post.
You're just going to wait for the spin.
Okay,
How well does
good,
it erase?
yay.
We need a real snare drum. Your brother said.
Yeah.
I don't have an
Matt said
eraser
that?
yet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a drummer.
Unless there's another Matt Richards.
We
don't have an eraser, but
let's roll the credits real quick, and then we'll answer questions after. So I just want to make sure that the credits look good on this new set, because the credits that we have just for those of you listening on the podcast have an orange overlay, right?
Mm-hmm.
There they are.
Oh, they're supposed to be
I think that's
see-through,
the
aren't they?
end of it though, and it's supposed to be an overlay, not a. So go back to that shot. Fade to that one. Is the audio on? The audio's not on. There you go. All right. Do, 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 do. Woo!
Switch pods with me. Look at all my hair already.
Yeah, I know. It's nice.
Ew.
You really do need a vacuum.
I need a vacuum on my hair.
What's in the background? What's up? Fuzzy. Did it fade out? Or which camera is that?
PTZ Optics cameras at the Western Wall.
No. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Look, it faded out. Oh, here, switch that camera to something else, because that camera's...
Wow, yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Okay, and we've been sitting here this whole time, just like hanging out. Yuda, thank you for sending me those videos.
Okay,
I will
good.
go check them out. I think that's awesome.
Oh, wait, so he sent us cameras of the PTZ Optics on the Western Wall?
It would appear so.
Wow, whoa, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
So give us feedback on the set. What do we need? I have these industrial shelves. I have this really cool geek clock. I've got the most
where's the
awesome
geek clock?
bookshelf
Oh, yeah,
ever.
that's cool. How
This
does
is like
that
my
work?
favorite. It's a magnet. So Superman is
that's what it is.
essentially
Okay, I
holding
see.
all the books. It's really cool.
I see.
I love
That's
Superman,
what it
if you
is.
know me.
Somebody says that you have to put duct tape on the center of your glasses.
I might as
Oh,
well.
that's a good point.
I might as well.
Well, she has to go out in public too, guys. I mean, maybe we should.
No, I do go on I just don't care.
Maybe we should expense those glasses so you can do that, and then
Okay.
get you new glasses for real life.
That sounds good. If you want to, that's fine with me.
Whose idea was to expense Tess's glasses?
I'll get some new glasses.
We're
guys.
gonna put you in
The
time
real
out.
problem is if you haven't been to the eye doctor in a while, they make you go get another appointment for a new prescription, and it's a whole thing.
New Grace Media.
New Grace Media. Can you put them in timeout for 5 minutes? I'm just kidding.
If
we're all
someone's
adults
getting
here.
sassy in
We
the
all-
chat, we'll just like, you're in timeout.
I didn't know you could actually do that. That's pretty interesting.
So like, TV,
to
take
do.
the ceiling out and hang some steel and then attach trusses.
Yes, exactly.
Do we have
And
black
then connect
lights?
people.
No.
No, we do not have black lights.
You just says
What
I
are
need a
those
tablet
about?
for the chat, yeah. And we're gonna go
Yeah.
back to having my laptop because
When we have
when we have
yeah.
the desk. This is just sort of a temporary solution for today.
Yeah, I have to say though, it's really coming out good.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of the lights.
How do my glasses look with the lights? I'm worried
It's-
about that.
That is the only thing we have to figure out. I think.
We need
Other than
because my glasses reflect with the lights.
It depends on where you look. Like you're that camera now, so I'm this camera now. So we switched. Which
I feel
really
like the other
like
camera
that,
was
Mike.
worse.
That was an amazing idea, Mike, to have. So that's it's a mixture of Mike having some video production experience.
Backlights, not black lights.
And also giving Mike the tools that he needs because pan-tilt zoom cameras, that camera that
Yeah, we do
is
need a big
here
screen
is
with the
essentially the way we set this up, and you guys know this, is a 20x on top, a PTZ on bottom for this set.
Jesse
'cause
wants
there's
more
a set
details
here,
on the
and then a
lighting
20x
setup.
there for that set. So we've got 4 cameras, 2 for each
We need to
set.
tilt my glasses down so there's no reflections. Just wear them up.
It's true. Just wear them like a granny, like at the front on your nose. Like,
Let me switch over to that.
yeah. Does that work?
Just wear them on the tip of my nose. I think that's a great solution. Too bad I can't read anymore.
And actually, speaking of that, which is
They are flat surface.
they're flat. So interesting thing. We are mounting a television over here above the. I'm gonna call it
New
the
Grace Media. I
collaboration.
wonder if we can use
D-shaped
timeout when we
cable?
stream our Sunday church services. I hope nobody's saying mean things.
And when we mount
Backlights
that
will pop you out,
when we mount
yeah.
that television, it's going to be on a tilt. That's why I have the special tilt mount.
You
For
had
the
the
same
tilt
problem.
mount?
Because you've got the glasses like that.
Yeah.
The television, same thing. If you mount the television just a little bit tilted, it doesn't get the reflection from the lights.
Interesting. So if I
You have
do
to
this
really go down. Or you can.
I
just,
don't know. Somebody
can you
email
put-
me
can you
with
put something
like,
on behind your
should I
ears like
switch to
this
contacts? I don't know.
Well, you
I do
know,
have
switch to
contacts. But the glasses are easier for me because I stare at a computer most of the day.
That's a good point.
So I like to wear the glasses to work.
And there's other little things going on in the studio. We're not gonna, we have to leave some things up to the imagination and for next show.
Yeah.
You always reminded me of that. So there are some other cool things going on. I believe next show is going to be all about how to have a complete NDI studio. But I might push it back another week because.
John saying diffuse the front lights. Yeah. We might have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the white cover things.
Yes.
See, we're learning about lighting.
We're very new about the lighting.
Who was it? Jesse asked us about our lighting setup. We did just purchase some LED lights.
Yep.
We've got 2 in front of us, one on the left, one on the right, one backlight.
One back here. And they have color temperature settings on them.
And we're using the
which I don't
fluorescence.
100% know how to use, but the cameras also have color temperature settings.
Get the
So
lights higher
there's
and
an
closer
interesting
than
mix match between the color of the lights and the color of the camera correction, and we're going to try to find the perfect balance. But I think what
Christopher
Mike did
says, sorry.
with his manual settings made it look. I don't see how it could be really that much better.
Christopher says contacts would be easier with lighting.
Mm.
Or no, not that. That's not what I'm reading. Get the lights higher and closer, and that should solve the reflection problem. We'll have to try that.
Okay.
New Grace
Yeah.
Media says, "Are we having an open house?"
We are. See, that's part of the secret. Leave to the imagination. Yes, we are having an open house.
How can we get people to come? You have to come.
Yes.
Meet us.
So here's one. All right, I guess we can dig a little bit into some of the secret stuff because this is the post show that gets chopped off, so only the live viewers can hear this. But
Camera.
Tess's husband runs a sign company, so he's going to build us a really
At
cool
Legacy
sign.
Signs. Woohoo!
At Legacy Signs, and he is going to build us a sign for the front of the office. And what we want to do is and you got to imagine, so the sign's going to say StreamGeeks, and so it's going to, regular people walking by are going to think,
Like,
what's
is
going
that?
on?
Especially
in there?
this being a college town.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
interesting.
there's a courthouse next door. It's a very high foot traffic area, so they're going to walk by and be like, what the heck is StreamGeeks? And it's going to say right on there, by appointment only. Because we don't want people just walking in and bothering us. So what we'd like to do, because it's an exclusive place that's by appointment only, that's really for you guys, the fans of the show, to watch and for us to work, is we want to have an open house. So we want to give the public one chance. Of course, we're going to have other special events, but we're going to have, like, for the Westchester city that we live in, where there's maybe 35,000 people, 50,000 people, we're going to throw an open house, and for those people that are interested, they can get one chance to come in here and take a look.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom says that we need to do a show on makeup for broadcasting.
That is actually
Paul
coming
actually
up.
agreed today.
We might actually do that next week because I want to give the NDI one more week until the official release.
We'll have to do a test run on you first
Yeah.
to make sure what.
Well, I'd like to have
goes
your
well
little
with you.
makeup studio set ready, so we don't have to rush it. We have plenty of things to
Yeah.
talk about. We don't ever have a problem coming up with a topic of the week. So
Big TV
you're
in the
right, though.
front window showing the live show, says Tom. Interesting idea.
That is a good idea. And plus, we were going to do a 24/7 live channel anyway.
Yeah. You need to do a virtual open house for those that can't come. Christopher, we always live stream events.
Yes.
There will be
So
will definitely be a stream, especially if we have cameras all over the building.
Yeah.
Now, the audio could be an issue with that. We might only be able to allow audio for some portions when you're having people, come in who haven't consent to that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Graphic needs to fly in, not over
slide
us.
in, not over. All right. I know how. I'll show you how to change that later. Tom, thank you for that. Another little nice little detail there. Something that I need to show Michael how to use the overlays. vMix, for as simple and intuitive as it is, has so many hidden features.
Our
and
overlay is
buttons.
just animated anyway.
I'm always explaining to Michael. I'm like, hit the settings button and then go into the third tab and then hit the play button and you have to right click it. And he's just like, what is going on?
I'll say, Michael.
Yeah, and now he's lost all his hair.
Michael's only been here a month or so, and he's really
He's
caught
switching
on
the
quick
show.
to vMix. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it took me a long time.
He had no prior experience with vMix,
If
right,
you
Mike?
look at, you never.
It's really impressive.
To be vMix.
Cooler temperature lighting tends to be harsher on highlighting any defects, casting shadows, etc.
Yeah, Tess, this is like perfect. This little white.
I know,
here.
I love
Like,
that.
It
It just
shows
like
up
a little
properly. Your little
physical title.
turkey shows up like looks pretty good.
I mean, it's not the best looking turkey, but it's still cool.
Now the problem with it is though there is going to be a bar height table right here, so
That's
of
probably gonna
not
be the
gonna show
cutoff.
up. Yeah, we could just put a little line where the cutoff is, so we
With
know.
a piece of tape or something behind
Yeah.
the desk, like where
And
people
we'll
couldn't
just
see.
know. But it also is going to hide a bunch of stuff because we're going to pull cables over here. And as
Christopher says, is Mike going to be producing the show from his office or the studio?
almost definitely the studio
For now.
because of how much stuff is set up there. It's interesting. That is a great question because I feel like I could probably, with all the NDI sources, I could probably broadcast it over from my own laptop because everything's over IP. So I think Mike could do that, and he would never have to even leave his office. So it's interesting. I mean, this is the kind of thing that we're going to be testing. And in the other office tests,
Yeah.
I used to test stuff like that, but there was so much other stuff just flying around and people whizzing by and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, this is what we're here to do.
It's just us.
Like, test the streaming and not get sidetracked.
By the
a
way, we
million
should have a
things.
family sleepover here with everyone.
That's an interesting idea.
Mike can bring his dog.
Mike can bring his dog and his girlfriend. That would be kind of interesting. I don't know if my wife would be okay with that with the 6-month-old baby. It's super cute.
6-month-year-old.
6 years old. No, but she actually, the kids and the families will probably come to the open house, so you guys will get to see the little baby girl.
And 2 other beautiful boys.
And 2 other beautiful boys. We both have boys too. So I guess that's the show.
Ooh, put a black light on the black board and the chalk will pop out.
Ooh,
That's an interesting
what he was
idea.
talking about. That's a good idea.
That's cool.
That's a good idea. And I think I saw some black lights at
Mike being exiled to his office. No. Save Mike.
Save Mike.
Poor
Hashtag save
Mike.
Mike.
No, Mike, we're not going to exile you to the office.
Yeah.
You can stay and hang.
I'm glad that also one of the things I'll throw in there is I'm glad that there is no echo. I hear a very slight echo in this room. It's slight. And the way to battle that would be to put like blankets on the walls and stuff like that.
Oh, no.
There is an echo in this
Is it
room.
that window? Because the window's open.
No. It's just that all the walls are hard surfaces.
We have to listen to the playback of this afterwards.
Well, the thing is, I think these microphones are so good that they're not picking up the echo.
Boom.
That's the good thing. Because these microphones, seriously, if it's this much further away, you can't hear it.
I feel like I'm in like
So,
I feel like I'm on E! News or something, and I've always wanted to be Juliana Rancic, so I'm like having a great time today.
I know, and I feel like Jason Von Tall. Oh, that's the painter. Yeah, we're having one more wall painted and a few touch-ups.
What wall?
The whole long big wall.
You are?
Yeah, it's gonna really make it look nice.
Wow. In the blue?
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. So we're doing a couple more touch-ups here and there. You guys got to see very much a first look, and I'm just looking at these cameras, just going, "Wow, I didn't even know they could look this good."
I know.
Honestly, this is really.
I can't explain it, but it looks like we are like on the reunion of Real Housewives or something.
And
I'm
this is
having a great.
really
this is
for me
great.
too. After working with these cameras for 5 years now, and finally getting a real studio, it
looks
really feels
so
good.
good.
This really feels.
Maybe
is
it's
like a
just because
proud
it's our
moment for me.
first time, but
No,
I'm just so happy.
it should always look this good.
Is it because we had
Um,
the full body shots? That might have something to
Possibly,
do
I
with
think
it.
that helps. I think that the lighting
Oh,
helps.
acoustic treatment in the ceiling. Bass traps, not blankets. What mics are those?
Yeah.
DPA.
DPA Define. They are really good, and
Here, I'm gonna do a close up and turn your head so you can show.
oh yeah, this is the DPA Define here. So that's what it looks like. And these battery packs last forever. We have had these for how many weeks now, and I haven't even changed the AA's in them yet.
No.
Which is an interesting thought. Here's the DPA. Here's the Shure. This is the Shure
Here, hold up.
battery pack. So
Paul.
mine says Paul. Tessa's says Tess.
We'll turn.
And that is a $100 adapter for the DPA Define.
He's still upset
So-
about that adapter.
I'm a little upset about the adapters because they're so expensive, and I already had one, and I haven't returned the other one. But the thing is, it's interesting of what we're doing here. We're on a real budget, and this is a $500 microphone. So why would you get a $500 microphone if you're on a budget? This 2-person wireless system was $500. So we're using really, really good microphones with a run-of-the-mill wireless Shure system. And getting it set right was a little tricky, but I feel like it's set right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're getting what I think is, I hate to say amazing audio, but really good audio.
Video looks great, but I think the cameras are too high.
No! All right, so
Zoom in.
we can, no, so.
It's the Z cam because we're not able to adjust it, while we're live. So for next time.
Well, here's why.
We'll push
Here's
it
why.
down.
Is because these sets are actually built to be standing sets. So
This is us
is
normally.
where we're supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the stand-up desk and everything. So I don't think they're wrong because I set them at eye level at standing.
So that the Z cam, this would look just
This
about
is-
right.
Yeah, this is what it should look like. Normally, these are temporary. Although I have to say they did work
They're
out pretty
fun.
well. They were really fun. We got these on Amazon for like a ridiculous
$70
steal.
each or something.
They were 70 each. Oh
Maybe
my
even
gosh,
cheaper.
American made. Wow.
Paul loves when things are American made. He's a patriot.
Yeah, our cameras are not made in America, but all the mounts are. And
Are the audio transmitters digital?
yes, they are digital.
You should always rotate your batteries on a monthly basis.
Yeah, no matter what happens, we should always rotate our batteries
Don't
every
use
month.
mics during a live stream. Rotate. Oh.
Just,
okay.
like, get rid of
so
the
we don't
ones.
lose the mics during a live stream. Thomas would keep the chairs. Thomas likes the chairs.
I was afraid someone was going to say that because we spent a lot of money on this giant bar, basically, is what
We
it is. Although for the open house, it'd be nice to have a bar. Not that we would serve alcohol. Trust me, we can't because the kids could come in or something. We're
Right.
not going to serve alcohol in our office. But
We've
it is
never
literally what
done that
we
before.
purchased. It's an outdoor bar. It's an outdoor bar from Florida. It's going to be right here because we wanted standing height. And by the way, the extra shelf for $60. Did you tell me we want that?
There is a shelf already in it.
There's an extra one you can order for an extra $60.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, contact them please about that. We're gonna paint it and everything, but I think that we might not be able to get this behemoth 8-foot long
Look at this
bar
last
height.
comment. Shouldn't the chairs be labeled Boss and Paul?
Oh, that is funny.
That's classic.
Yes, I think we should label the chairs. But the funny thing is, I don't know where these chairs are gonna go now. 'Cause
Well,
they're not
move
gonna-
mic, and you have 3 sets, so you can put the camera on put a camera on all sides.
Well, and
Only if we had a smaller desk.
and that's true. So what do you mean?
Maybe just get a smaller desk
For what?
for Mike, because that desk takes up a lot
Oh,
of
so
space.
that Mike could come over here?
So that we could fit another space for the chairs to be permanently.
I know that was.
What if we
something-
put the storage right
we might be able
outside
to
in
do
the
it.
hall or
You're
something?
right, and we might be able to use that. enough,
See, everything
maybe.
is fluid right now.
And the only cameras we put up are these 4 because I knew that this one we're gonna have like a behind the scenes camera like we have in our normal set,
Mm-hmm.
a corner cam which we might not even need. Like I knew that these 4 were
Thanks,
the ones
Silly
we
TV.
definitely are gonna use, and then the rest of them our, once we rough everything in, we'll know the actual placements
Good
of the other
idea.
cameras.
Thomas says, can you put the bar on casters so you can do some content behind it, other times with just chairs and backdrop? It might be on wheels.
That's a genius idea.
We have to message him and make sure it's on wheels.
And if not, we'll pay extra for that.
Yeah.
That's
we need
a
it on wheels.
genius idea. So we don't have to worry about moving
Colored
it.
light on the brick would be cool.
That's definitely
Yeah, we're
coming.
definitely doing that. We have
we've
our
got the
Philips
lights.
Hues back at home base, and we're going to move them over
Yep,
soon.
and there's already power over here. That's definitely happening.
Bye, Yuda. See you soon.
All right, we should really wrap it up. Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys so
Thanks
much.
so much.
Happy Thanksgiving to all you in the United States, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Take care. First stream ever. Yes. I like being like we're like completely wireless now.